What is this all about? This is about empowerment, just like what it says, the self-empowerment coaching system. It is a self-coaching system. That means we coach you to coach yourself using this system. And it's all about the idea that you have power. We all have power over our thoughts. That's where our power lies. Now, do we have thoughts that we don't like? Absolutely. Can we create new thoughts that we like better? Absolutely. So this system is all about starting to observe and recognize or identify your mental programming, your thought patterns, your belief system, and challenging it. Because guess what? What we think we know about who we are is not necessarily true. And that's because we're programmed. We're programmed from birth. We're coming to this world, this body ready to absorb, this mind that's ready to absorb everything around us. So based on our environment, based on the people that are in our lives, our parents, our teachers, our people in our school, our friends, what we hear, especially those first 7 years of our lives, we take with us, and we have it as a program, our automatic program, our subconscious programming. And from there, we just assume that these thoughts that we're having are the truth, are our thoughts, are our beliefs, when really they're not. They're the beliefs of the people you learn them from. As soon as we can grasp the concept that our thoughts and our beliefs aren't necessarily our own, and then we can start challenging those thoughts and beliefs and start challenging those programs. When we do that, we can actually start reprogramming our minds. And when we reprogram our minds, when we master our mindset, everything else falls into place. So it's really the key to everything. We always talk about results, right? People come into our group, they come into our programs wanting result, one type or another, right? So we could call results also outcomes. And what creates our outcomes? Well, it's the actions we take, right? And why do we take the actions we take? Well, they're based on either our thoughts or our feelings. And our feelings are created by our thoughts. So it all comes back to thinking. It all comes back to our thoughts. And thank God we have power over our thoughts, because that means we get to be the creator of our lives. We get to be the storyteller. We get to write our own stories about who we are, what we're capable of, about the dreams that we have, about the confidence we can build in ourselves, the ways we can learn that we're capable of following our passion, right? Of living not just a normal life of existence or survival, but an extraordinary life full of not only joy, but meaning and purpose. And most people in this group are here because you've got a passion. You're working towards results. And a lot of you are also wanting to become the inspiration. So I'm here to help inspire you and educate. But the real goal here is for you to become the inspiration, because that's where the snowball effect takes place, right? If I can help you become the inspiration, then you're going to help somebody else make huge changes so that they can become an inspiration. We could call it inspiration. We could call it influencer. It's all very, very positive. It's all about creating this change in yourself and then helping others create that change in themselves. So this self-coaching is the most empowering way to start moving through your life. And it takes work, you guys. This is not a magic pill. It is absolutely a solution, but it is not a magic pill, because guess what? You got to learn the system, and learning it isn't good enough. You've then got to practice the system. You've got to practice it every day. You got to practice it in every situation. And that doesn't mean you have to catch yourself right in the moment of a tough situation. At first, you're going to catch yourself later and then have to go back and think, okay, let me think, because a situation like that is going to come up again. So let me put myself back in my shoes in that situation. Let me run through this system. And it's a system of first taking a step back, And we call that the power pause. And we have a whole infographic, I'm not going to put it up here, that really dives into how this works. But that power pause is so crucial, because if you don't give yourself that opportunity to then approach yourself, your thoughts and your feelings with curiosity and compassion, then you don't give yourself a chance. But it's so hard to catch yourself at first, because you've been running on automatic pilot for how many years? Your whole life. And that's one of the reasons our coaching programs are so effective and so helpful, is because you're reminded every day in these programs that it's time to practice. And if you're having trouble practicing, we help you practice. We coach you to coach yourself, because this is about empowering you, not just to see results temporarily, but empowering you to continue to get results, not only on what you need results on now, but what you are going to need results on later. Because once you reach your first goals, what's going to happen? You're going to have new goals. What are some of your goals? I bet they're not the same goals as you had 5 years ago, maybe not 2 years ago, maybe not last month, because we're evolving, and we can evolve so much faster by using the self-empowerment coaching system. We take that power pause, we approach ourselves with curiosity and compassion, and then we problem solve. We say, are these thoughts serving me? And if the answer is yes, by all means, keep on going. But if they're not, if they're limiting you, if they're causing you negative emotion that is not part of the normal human experience, and we talk about the human experience because this is not about always thinking positively. That's insane. If you're always positive, there's something wrong, because you're not having the full human experience. I mean, was that a sociopath? They're positive, but they don't necessarily experience some human emotions, right? And that's part of living, that's part of life. The sooner we can get okay with not being okay, and that's part of this system, is saying, I'm not okay. Do I need to do something right now to numb it or distract it? Is that my normal reaction? Do I normally head to the cabinet and grab a bag of chips? Or do I go to the freezer and get that pint of ice cream and sit down and watch Netflix and veg out? The point is, are you distracting yourself because it's uncomfortable? And what would happen if you said to yourself, I'm feeling really shitty right now? And why is that? Maybe it's something that requires you to feel bad. Maybe something tragic or traumatic has happened, and it calls for you to have those emotions of feeling sad or angry. And can you take that pause and say, I'm okay feeling angry. Here's what's going on, and here I am having these feelings, and I'm going to sit with those feelings. Other times, we can change our feelings through this system as well. We can be on a destructive path, and we can change that. We can stop it, but it has to start with that power pause. We got to take that step back, and we got to do it in that moment. And when you practice this over and over and over again, eventually it becomes automatic. I think of it as a new operating system, right? So you're creating a new operating system, a new way that your brain's going to start working. And it's going to allow you to be conscious more of the time, instead of in that subconscious, in that automatic programming phase, right? It's going to allow you to have the power of choice. You get to choose in that moment which path you're going to take. Are you going to go down the same path you've been going down? Are you going to go to that cabinet and grab those chips? Or are you going to pause and say, you know what, that's not in line with my goals. I want to be healthy. I want to live a long, active life. You know, when it comes to going vegan, if you're going towards animal products and you love animals, it gives you an opportunity to say, hey, I love animals, and eating them doesn't make sense for me. That's not in line with what I truly care about. So why would I do that? That doesn't feel good. It might taste good temporarily, but what's that going to do for me in the short term and the long term, you know, after I've finished eating that? You know, this is the foundation for how we teach people to eat intuitively, how to listen to your body, how to give your body what it needs and the amount it needs without counting macros, without stressing over food and eating. This takes the stress out of eating. It allows you to have the opportunity to enjoy eating healthy foods. It really is a game changer when it comes to transitioning to a healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet and a vegan lifestyle, you know? Am I going to choose these leather shoes because, yeah, I'm going to look hot in them? Or am I going to choose not to buy those shoes because I care about animals and I'm not going to support an industry that kills them, right? Those are just a few examples, but this is something that we practice all the time, every day. Does that make sense? You can self-coach your way to a new healthy lifestyle. You can self-coach your way to healthy eating, to healthy self-care habits, and your career. You can self-coach your way to the career you've always dreamed of. It's all in your power. And that's so exciting. And when you get to this place where you are operating from this operating system, anything and everything is possible. It becomes kind of like a game, a puzzle. So every time you have a situation, positive or negative, you've got a little puzzle to figure out. You've got a move to make in this board game of life. And whatever move you make, it's going to open one door, it might close another. It's going to change your path one way or the other. And that's really cool if you think about it, right? We can play this game called life. Games have ups and downs, right? We don't always win, sometimes get ahead and fall behind. It's all part of the game. It's all part of life. It's all part of this human experience that we're having. One of our clients said, I focused my mind and everything else just fell into place. She had been working so hard on creating a system for eating and her go-to meals and her family and what that was gonna look like, and it was stressing her out. She stopped focusing on the food and started focusing on her mind and following this process. And she said it was magical that I focused my mind, her words, and everything just fell into place. So if you like that, if you like what you hear, this is what we do. We work with established and transitioning vegans to learn to eat intuitively, to create a lifestyle that they love, to become the master of your thoughts, your actions, and your results, giving you that power. And we teach you how. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of this community. So tag us, we're here for you. Wishing you all a beautiful rest of your day. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.